Hi everyone. In this short video, I'll show you how to use the 3 new Scots Law services from Bloomsbury Professional. I'll start by showing you how to browse to the information you need, and then I'll show you how to construct simple and more complex searches. Finally, I will look briefly at some of the other powerful features of the platform. To browse to a particular section of a book, select the book you wish to use from the table of contents at the left of the screen. In this case, I'm going to choose Delictual Liability. I can open the divisions of the book by clicking on the plus sign, like so. I can then choose a chapter to review from the list. So let's go in and take a look at chapter 12 on employers' liability. Once inside the book, I can move backwards or forwards by choosing the next or previous document links. In effect, this is not dissimilar to flipping the pages of a print book. I can return to the start of a section or chapter by clicking the link here. And then I can go all the way back to the start of the chapter, or I can return to the start of the book by clicking the title there, like so. I can return to the site homepage by clicking the Bloomsbury Professional logo at the top of the page. There are a number of ways to search the Bloomsbury Professional Scots Law site. The simplest way is to type one or more words into the search box at top right and then press enter or click go. So, for example, if I'm looking for information on missives, all I need to do is type that word into the search box, and the site returns 178 hits almost instantly. While we have the search results page in front of us, let's just run quickly through some of the options that are available for displaying the results. First, the items per page drop-down enables you to set how many hits you wish to see on each page of search results. So I can set it to 20, and that will show me a few more hits per page. Be aware that if you set it to 100, you might see a small performance hit as your browser renders the very long list of search results. Similarly, the sort by drop-down enables you to choose how the search results should be ordered. The default is to sort the results by relevance in much the same way that Google will show what it considers to be the most relevant hit at the top of the pile. However, you can choose to sort the hits by document order. In other words, it will show the first document in the first book which matches the search query. In this case, it's from chapter 2 of commercial leases. Alternatively, I can sort the hits alphabetically by document title, like so. In this case, acting for the residential lender comes to the top of the heap. One problem with searches, however, regardless of how you sort the results, is that sometimes there are just too many hits to make any kind of review effective. A particular strength of the Bloomsbury Professional platform is the way it enables you to refine a long search results list to show just the material that is relevant to your inquiry. This is sometimes known as faceted search. So, to illustrate this, let's start with a fairly daft search for the single word property. Because property is such a broad concept, we end up with more than 1,200 hits. Life is too short to review all of them, so let's start whittling that very long list down a bit. Perhaps the simplest and most powerful way to refine a search results list is to add additional words to the search query. Any queries that you enter in the main site search box up here will always search across the entire site. However, note that a second search box has appeared next to the search results list, helpfully labelled Search Within Results. So to sharpen up the focus on our very broad search for just the single word property, let's add another word here. So I'm going to add heritable to my search like so. That immediately reduces the number of hits enormously, from 1,200 down to 280. I can, if I choose, continue to add additional search terms to the query in this way. So for example, let's now add the word death to the query like so. Now we have 75 documents matching the query for heritable and property and death. If I scroll down a little, I can see that in the books list, each title which matches the query is listed. The number in brackets after the product title is the number of documents within that book which match the query. As a very general statement, the higher the number, the more relevant that book is to the query in question. Also, of course, the subject of the book enables you to filter the search to match the specific information needs you have. So, if my query concerns IHT, rather than, for example, conveyancing or drafting a will, I can click the title of the IHT book, like so, and see just the 8 documents from that book which match my query about the treatment of heritable property on death. One final point on search. When you're looking at any book on the site, you may notice that the search box at the left of the screen is now labelled Search Within Book. This does exactly what it says on the tin. So if, while I'm reading about heritable property, I feel like looking at some information around valuation of assets for IHT purposes, I can search just within that book for the concept I'm interested in, like so. Just have to type valuation into the Search Within Book box, and I can, of course, continue to refine that search by adding additional search terms as before. So perhaps I can put in assets, and I can gradually reduce the search down in exactly the same way as we performed a regular search. I just want to finish off by pointing out a couple more features on the Bloomsbury Professional site. First, note that the My Content and My Searches drop-down record everything you've done in the current session. So you can return to any document you've looked at, like so, or you can rerun any search that you've performed. So let's go back and rerun one of those property searches. It's also worth noting that anything on the site, a document, or even a search can be added to your browser bookmark list. So I'm using Firefox here, and if I go in and look at a document, I can add it to my browser bookmarks just by pressing Ctrl and D, like so. And Firefox is now telling me that that page has been added to my bookmarks menu. Another very useful feature is the ability to email a working link to any document on the site that will work for whoever receives the email, even if they're not a subscriber to the Bloomsbury Professional site. This can be useful as a means of sharing information with clients or with other third parties as the need arises. In order to do so, I select the email link there, and I can fill this this form out. I'll just put my own email in, and I might say worth reading. I can copy myself in on the email and then say something. Now if I send that email off, my client or whoever it might be will receive an email from me with a link that will take them through to this document, and they will be able to read the full text of that document, even though it's part of the subscription service. Naturally, they won't be able to look at anything else on the site, but the full text of this document from our IHT book will be available for that client or whoever it might be to read. So that's it for this introduction to Bloomsbury Professional's new Scots Law Online services. I hope you found it helpful. Thank you for watching.